Welcome to Nerd on Nerd with me, Jack Kempster.
And me, Liam Underwood. And this is a very special episode, isn't it, Jack?
It is indeed, Liam.
And why is it so damn special?
Because we have been doing Nerd on Nerd for a whole year.
Who would have thought it?
And this is our final episode.
Well, no. This is our 1 year anniversary episode.
Oh.
Just it's a special episode. It's not just another normal bog standard one, but it's also definitely not our final one, probably.
Oh, okay.
So what we're doing to celebrate, one of us had the brilliant idea of doing something a little bit different, a little bit special. We've both written erotic fan fiction featuring each other, I believe.
Yeah, mine features you and me.
Cool. So that's something that we'll be reading out later on. So look forward to that.
Yeah, so just a quick note here to a certain group of our listeners, shall we say. If you're my parents, or a member of my family, or even, close friends of the family, and you don't want to hear what I'm assuming is going to be a kind of horrendous erotic fanfiction that Liam has written, maybe this episode isn't for you.
Hang on. Wait, I take umbrage with this, because my story, without spoiling anything, is beautiful.
Oh, if you know when porn has like tags on it and stuff?
Yeah.
Mine's got like all of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like maybe this warning should be don't listen because of your story then.
Well, we'll see.
But yeah, so your parents, I mean, my mum won't ever bother listening to this.
Yeah, but what if she does? What if in the future your mum comes back and gets to this episode? Would you like to tell her to turn it off?
Nah, I'll just say thank you for listening at last. But any other parents as well who might be coerced into listening, maybe not a good one for you. Maybe.
Yeah, if there are children present, or if you're a child listening to this, turn it off.
Yeah, we are definitely 18 plus, right? But so that's Culture Swap. That's something to look forward to. I know you're excited, I'm excited. But before we get to that, it's time for my favourite segment, catching up with Jack and Liam. So what have you been up to, Jack?
Not much, Liam. Not much at all.
Oh, I was kind of hoping... Because I've been up to a lot, but I don't just want to spend ages just talking.
Well, there's something that we were both up to together.
Yes, let's start with that, shall we?
Yeah.
Alright,
so viewers of our YouTube channel will have seen a video go up about this, and I think we tweeted some stuff as well.
How could they find us on YouTube if they, maybe weren't a viewer but wanted to be?
They should probably listen to the end of this episode when we do that bit.
I like it. It keeps them listening.
Exactly. So they'll have seen, these people, that we went to Tully's Farm.
Shocktoberfest.
Amazing.
Would you like to do it in your voice?
Shocktoberfest.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so it was basically, an attraction with a number of haunts. Was it 8 haunts? Yeah.
Yeah, because it was
Which
Halloween.
are effectively haunted houses.
Thank you, yeah.
I mean, we are doing this. So, I'm aware of this. I've said this to people. We aren't good at timing these things.
Well, we are.
No, because when the listeners are listening to this, it will be, sort of mid-November.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks past Halloween.
Yeah, but obviously this was catching up. We did this, and now we're catching them up with what we did.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We can't predict the future.
Well, we can predict dates.
That's true. Anyway, so it was Halloween. So this farm had a event on, right?
Yeah.
Carry on.
So this place had the 8 haunts, which are just effectively like haunted house type things with live actors spooking and scaring you.
Yep.
And we went in thinking, why we do? I mean, I was confident at the beginning.
Were you?
Yeah, I was. Well, I knew it would. When I got there, I knew it would be scary.
Yeah.
But in the build up to it, I was very, lackadaisical about the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Even my sister was saying to me, "You're scared. You will be scared." And I was like, "I'm not feeling scared." But then when we got there, I was like, "Oh yeah, there it is. There's the fear."
Yeah, I just remember sort of the build up was very busy for me because I was getting ready. Myself and Kat wanted to go to the comic book shop first, so you were obviously a bit stressy that we'd get there on time, so you would have to wait around by yourself because you know what I'm like when it comes to time management.
Yeah.
So we left an hour later than we wanted to. Got to the comic book shop, sorted all that out. Lovely. Kat was very stressed because I, was running an hour behind.
Late.
And she very much likes to be early to things and likes to, if someone says, hey, we're going to do this at this time, she really likes it if you do it at that time.
Yeah.
She's less a fan of if you do it an hour later.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, this is just the way I operate, I'm afraid. This is one of my adorable little endearing quirks.
I don't know about adorable or endearing, but
Here's the thing,
it is
Jack.
part of you.
Here's the thing. It takes time to make myself presentable for the world. And I knew, not only did I have to be, like, world ready, I also had to be camera ready. So...
I mean, what did you have to do
like
that took you an extra hour?
Pluck nose hairs, have a shave. I tried wearing contact lenses, but that didn't work. So there was definitely things that had
That's
to be
not
done.
an hour's worth of stuff, though. Also, that would imply, for that to have just taken the hour, that would imply the moment you were meant to be leaving, you suddenly went, oh my goodness, I need to pluck my nose and shave. You should have had this already.
I like to dilly-dally quite a lot as well.
Yeah, I know.
So, it's fine. But yeah, so, you know, basically, despite being rushed and having to go to the comic book shop and stuff, we still got there ridiculously early.
I think, were you an hour early, or were you half an hour early?
I think it was like half an hour.
Because, yeah, I got there, I was aiming to be there on time.
Yeah.
And I think in the end I was very close to, I was either, 3 minutes late or 5 minutes late.
Yeah, it wasn't massive. Like, I wasn't moaning and being like, oh, where are you?
Well, in the video you were, because you were doing it for attention and you wanted everyone to side with you.
And yeah, hopefully...
When really it was your girlfriend in the car's fault that you were there early.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you were complaining about me.
No, because you wanted us there...
On time.
As well. Yeah.
Just on time.
Well, we were... Yeah,
you were very on time.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we got in and, we met up, we went in... And
but
we hit
sorry,
the
I just wanted. I just got distracted by myself. But the whole point of me telling all that was just to let them know that I didn't really. I was rushing around, so I didn't have time to have the fear sink in.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
So that's why I was talking about all that shit.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so we got in to the park farm, and we queued up for the first. There was not many people there at first.
No, it was
because we were there for opening.
Nice.
We waited outside for half an hour.
Yeah, we were there. So not only did we wait outside, but then once you got let in, then it was another half hour before any of the haunts opened.
Yeah, so we sort of wandered round and looked in the shop and all that stuff.
Made the bad choice of going for a less popular haunt first, when we really should have done some of the busier ones first, probably.
No, I think we did all right, because I think we did it. We did it in the only thing we messed up was the chop shop that we did, because we should have left that till right at the end, I reckon.
Yeah, possibly.
Which is what even Tully's themselves, when we tweeted about it, were saying. But so we queued for this, because I think doing it in the increasing order, because that's basically what we ended up doing, listeners, was I had on the website they had a rating for how scary each one was.
Yeah.
So I sort of was going through and being like, well, this one's got a 6, which is I think the lowest, so let's go and do that. And it wasn't horribly scary.
I mean, one of my absolute favourite moments of the whole night.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, we were queuing to go into the first haunt, and in front of us in the queue, they must have been, I reckon, early teens, like 12,
they were
13.
12, 13. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a couple of kids, I think there was 3 of them, and they were kind of not quite being like Billy Big Balls.
Yeah, I don't think they weren't being dicks or anything.
No, but
they were just sort of that confident, yeah, we're going to have fun tonight. Well, hey, let's go and let's be brave. And
they were saying something like, if you get scared, just sort of look down at the floor. Something
yeah,
like
that was
those
it.
lines.
Yeah.
And so, they were talking it large for a little bit. And then we saw them go in through the door. And then about a minute later, we saw, I don't know if all 3 of them came out.
No, it was 2 of them came out.
2 came out, and one of them was just shaking his head going, nope, 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 nope.
Yeah. Oh, it was beautiful.
That is when the first, trickles of fear crept in, because I was like, wait a second.
I mean, they were kids, so it wasn't like...
No, you're right, but it wasn't a...
But it was still like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and this whole event
scary.
Is supposed to be for 12 and up, I think it is.
Well, it is. They've got that whole daytime thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's where a lot of the young people go to.
Yeah.
Like young. I think the evening one seemed like it was more,
Oh, definitely.
Probably teen and up.
Yeah.
I guess.
But, so yeah, I think because we didn't really know what to expect, that is when I was like, oh, hang on a second. Because a part of me was almost dreading, I said to Kat a couple of times, I really hope it's not just shit and it's not too family orientated and it's not that good in the fear levels.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the first time I was like, oh, hang on a second. What have we let ourselves in for
here? Yeah. There was that definitely didn't help.
No.
But it was, we could also, because in that one we could hear what was happening when we were outside, because that's what happened, wasn't it? We heard someone bang on a wall,
yeah, that's
and then the kids ran out.
Yeah.
So that was sort of you know, you could because I was like, oh, banging on the walls, that's pretty standard. That doesn't seem that scary.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, suddenly kids come running out near tears.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went in to this haunt, and Liam, you couldn't see anything, I believe.
Yeah, as listeners know, if you watched the video, you know I have issues.
He's night blind.
I'm night blind. I can't see in dim, low light, and this was pretty much no light, so I was fucked. So I had to stick very close to Kat, who kind of acted like a guide.
Yeah, Kat went first. You were sandwiched in between us.
Yeah, she bravely went first. And
she did. Kat is horribly brave.
I'd like to say neither of us really gave her much of a choice in it.
No, it was sort of like, Kat was like, I don't really want to go first. And then you're going, well, I can't see, so I can't go first. And I was like, and Kat, I'll cry if I go first. So,
yeah, so she bravely went first.
And this, you know, it was a scary thing anyway, this whole experience, just in general. But this sort of, to me, revealed some of the issues that I'd be having throughout the night. Because very quickly, we were with a biggish group of people. I think there were maybe 8 of us in one group, because they group you together, so you go round together. But yeah, so we were in the group, and I think we were at the back for that one, or very close to the back. Oh no, we were at the back, because I met the group behind us. Because it turns out, with Liam not being able to see, and having no faith in mine or Kat's ability to guide him, his reaction is to walk like a little old man.
Yeah.
And I don't mean this insultingly to old men, because, you know, if they could see it, they'd be like, I walk better than that. And you know what, old men? A lot of you don't walk like it. It's the stereotypical sort of doddery little legs, shoulders hunched over. It's that walk.
Yeah. It's the walk you would do, right, if you were walking in a new environment and you couldn't see anything. Yeah,
it is. It's that walk if you didn't have 2 of your friends saying, please hurry up, Liam, you're on a flat bit, there's nothing in front of us, let's go.
Yeah.
Which you did not speed up for.
No.
So we quickly got separated from our group.
Yeah.
To the point where, at one point I was worried we were going to be a target because of that, but then I suddenly became the front of the group behind us because they caught up with us.
Yeah. I know there was definitely, so that one was just very dark, and I heard people saying things, like I think a little girl or something stood in front of Kat and asked if she'd play with her, and then there was a guy that asked if he could have her eyes. So it was really, compared to some of the other stuff, it was quite tame.
Yeah, a couple of bangs on walls, which we didn't get any of, I don't think.
No, and some weird, like, mushy floor as well, which I didn't
that was a very weird bit.
Yeah. But I would say, I think the fear of that one came from it being our first haunt and us just not knowing what to expect.
Yeah, exactly.
So that definitely made it scarier than looking back it actually was.
Yeah. Because then we got to the second haunt.
Which I really enjoyed, because it had light.
Yeah, same. You could see.
I could see.
I really enjoyed it because it wasn't... Like, it was scary. I jumped a few times. There was one bit where I didn't look at something because I was a bit freaked out.
Yeah.
But overall, I was like, there's nothing horribly scary here, but I am creeped out.
Yeah, and there was a lot going on. So, like, the first bit, you kind of... It's hard to describe. You walked through this, like, narrow walkway, but it had, like, cushions that kind of...
It had inflatable sides, which were inflated against you.
Yeah, so it made it difficult to walk. And then, like, you'd have, like, mist next to you, and, like, witches would pop up and scream and
They'd
stuff.
pop up, run to you, shout something at you.
Sometimes they'd lean over and dangle their hair down, and you'd get confused and wonder if you had to, like, duck underneath or just wait for them to finish.
Well, you just keep walking. This was another issue. You just always keep walking, which you sometimes didn't do.
No, sometimes I didn't.
But it's... Yeah.
But then, that was
because she was that one. There was, I think, afterwards, because even though you could see better in that one, you were like, all those different ones jumped up at us, or you said something about how a bunch had popped up at us, and because I was towards the back again of the whole group, I just watched this woman. She basically it was this one big area, and she was the only witch in it.
Yeah,
but she kept running. So as our group walked past, she'd talk to us, say something weird, then she'd run towards wherever the front of our group was and make them jump.
Yeah. And
then just run back to us again. And I was like, I can see what you're doing. I was still jumping.
Yeah.
But I was like, I feel like she should be ducking under the smoke, maybe, where she was just, like, running straight at us.
That's fair. But then, so that's just the first part of that one. There was a lot of other stuff. Like, there was a bit where you go outside and there's a fire going on. There was a bit where they had, like, a huge fan blowing air at you. A bit where you had to, like, duck under a thing. And it was, it was very... There was a lot going on, and there was lights.
So your ideal haunt.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I agree with what you said. There was definitely a couple of bits where I didn't want to look at what was going on because it was freaky. And the other thing is, my like mantra throughout was don't look, because I think as soon as you make eye contact, it's almost like they take that as permission for them to talk to you and do stuff.
Well, I think if no one does it, they'll just target someone random.
Yeah.
If you're obviously scared, they'll target you.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, and I get that, because you'd be like, this is fucking hilarious. I'm going to make this grown man cry.
Yeah, but if you're walking around like a doddery old man who can't see, I have to admit, I feel like I got relatively left alone in a couple of the haunts.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think you did get more left alone. You probably had less stuff total happen to you than me and Kat had.
And that might also be because I was sandwiched in the middle.
Yeah, because I'd get scared and grab onto your shoulders.
Yeah.
Kat would be urging you to walk forward, so you were just sort of protected.
Yeah, and also, like, because I'd be walking slow, then we'd quite often get separated, and then someone would jump up in front of Kat.
Yeah, then someone would grab me or whatever. Not grab me, they weren't allowed to touch you, apparently.
No. But yeah, so the witch one, I really enjoyed. I think you enjoyed, and Kat enjoyed.
Yeah, we all enjoyed it.
So that gave us a lot of confidence for
yeah,
our next
we're like,
one.
oh, this one, that was high scare. I think it was a 9, if I remember rightly.
Like, it was creepy, but we weren't, screaming.
No, exactly. I think I screamed a couple of times.
Yeah.
Because I just do when I'm scared. I screamed, and then I had manic laughter a couple of times. Maybe not in that one so much.
No.
But yeah, so we got that false confidence. And I say false, because it was proved to be false very quickly.
With our next haunt.
Yeah, which was called the Chop Shop, which was I'd heard about before.
I hadn't.
I knew vaguely what would happen in there. Like, I'd seen stuff and knew that there'd be chainsaws.
Yeah.
But that's all I really knew. I was like, I know there are chainsaws in this one.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that I had a fear of chainsaws before this, Liam. But,
I mean, it's one of those things that is it's an understandable fear, I feel.
I mean, yeah, and specifically the situation we were in.
Yeah.
The fear is very understandable.
So my first sort of worried moment was it was a lot of strobe lighting, and apparently my eyes don't like that because I immediately walked into a car and then went round.
To be fair, I hit my foot on that car as well.
Yeah, and then I went round a corner and walked into another car. At which point, I believe one of the actresses broke character and said to mind your step. But it turned out that was less of an issue because this one was just a lot of like narrow corridors that twisted around. It was very disorientating. And then to make things worse, there was just a lot of doors that people would randomly run through, make loud noises, and swing chainsaws around. I
mean, yeah, so it like escalated this one because at the start you're going through car sort of mechanic square places, which are quite big and open, and there was one person in it, and she was following us round a bit. And at this one, I was right at the back of the group.
Yeah.
So I kept looking back because I was like, I know that someone's going to jump out at me and do something.
You was telling me to hurry up a lot, I remember, in this one.
It's because this was the one where we got the most separated we had been all night.
Yeah.
Because you went slow, understandably because of the strobe lights, I get that.
Not only that, but also it was quite scary, so I just wanted to have a bit of a breather.
Yeah, which is the worst fucking thing to do because then we become a target, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, right, you've seen, like, you've not seen as many horror films as I have, but you've seen a fair few, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You've surely seen it where a woman is being chased, she's all hyperventilating and stuff, and then she just trips over nothing. We didn't want that to happen, did we?
No, but you've also seen horror films where like the small group goes, I'm going to go off this way and get separated from the main group, and then they get killed.
Yeah, but not because they're like just taking.
They get killed because they're alone.
Well, we didn't get killed.
We didn't, but I mean, it felt like I had.
Yeah, like we did. Someone put a chainsaw against a wall, and we had to sort of duck under it.
And then one of them, at one point, I believe, he slammed the chainsaw because basically they were swinging the chainsaws round. One guy was managing to get them. They hadn't got like the blades on them.
Yeah, they're safe, but they're still quite scary.
It's still a chainsaw. Yeah, it would hurt if he hit you with it.
Yeah, I feel like if you would touch it, it would probably take some skin off, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely it had motors and shit going in it.
Yeah, it was making loud noises too. It's very loud.
But yeah, so they were all swinging it round because there were quite a few of them. There must have been about 4 chainsaw guys.
Yeah.
And you'd go into a room, they'd be swinging it round frantically.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like it was the same move that a lot of them were then doing, which was they would walk over to you, and they were all quite tall guys.
Yeah.
And they would slam the chainsaw into the wall above you.
Yeah.
So that they made an arch with their bodies, and you'd have to walk under them effectively.
Yeah.
So at that point, you ducked under it.
Yeah.
I went to duck under it and was a little bit freaked out, and I'd been sort of squealing and manically laughing for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help because then they're like, because I think a lot of them thought I was being like confident.
Yeah.
Because I was laughing, and I was like, I'm really not. I'm crapping myself.
Yeah.
So I then looked away from this guy, being like, oh god, what am I doing? And then he just held the chainsaw next to my head and blew the exhaust in my ear for a while.
Yeah.
like for a fair while as well. Like I was trying to walk, and then because that was sort of towards the end, that specific one.
Yeah.
And then he just followed us, doing that to me.
Yeah.
For a couple more rooms.
Yeah, and then at the end, they chased us.
Yeah, so at the end, you get into this long corridor, you can see the exit, and I turned round and saw that they were coming.
Yeah.
Because I knew he was following us still, so I said to you guys, oh, he's following us.
Yeah.
So, be ready.
Yeah.
I
was just, still sort of doddering.
Blind. And then, so suddenly he revs this chainsaw and just runs down this corridor.
Yeah, so
I just screamed.
So from my perspective, I can't really see. I'm following Kat. Behind me, I hear a squeal, and just out of the corner of my eye, I see Jack run past me. I then see Kat also squeal and start running, at which point I'm like, I'm not going to look behind, but I should probably run.
Yeah. Oh...
That was definitely, it was 100% the scariest, but it was also the most fun.
It was fun, but I wouldn't rush back to do it.
Well, you've got a year to prepare yourself.
We'll do something else next year. We'll do knitting.
Let's knit a scary pattern.
Spooky scarves.
Well, I'm really proud of the video we produced.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. The video we've made is really good.
If we say so ourselves.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But... the video cuts there as we agree that we're abandoning Tully's.
Yeah.
But what actually happened was that we had been looking at this one ride, which everyone had been talking... well, not everyone had been talking about, but I knew people that had been like, that's the one to go on, it's good, it's fun.
I'd seen that this was the busiest one. And to try and get there early, because at one point we walked past it and it said the queue was 2 hours long.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, one thing I would like to point out... the whole farm ran really well. We had very minor queue times considering it was the busiest night. And I just think it was all the way it was all done was very good.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. They do a really good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'd seen that this queue time was 2 hours, an hour and a half, all night.
Yeah.
And then so as we had sort of decided we were going to leave, but it was still a little bit early. I say early, it was 9, it was dark still.
Yeah, we basically, we got to a stage where we all had one horn that we didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Okay? There was one that was a carnival-themed one. Kat's terrified of clowns, so she definitely didn't want to do that one.
Yeah.
There was one that I didn't want to do, which, okay, I understand there's some weird, irony to this, but they put a bag over your head so you can't see, which shouldn't have been an issue for me, but just the idea of that made me uncomfortable. And then it's called the Hell Elements or something, or Hellements.
Yeah, there's a lot of fire and you can feel it all. I really wanted to do that one.
Yeah, you were really up for that. I really wasn't. Apparently you follow a rope around, and I didn't like the idea of just people jumping at me and screaming.
Which is what they were doing to you anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, but not being able to see, but having someone guide me is fair enough. Not being able to see and having to guide myself through this rope, really off-putting.
Yeah.
And then there was also an apocalypse one, which you started off at the beginning of the night, you were well up for. Yeah. And then at some point we were queuing for another horn when you realised that also people were getting chased out of this one, and suddenly...
that wasn't even why. I didn't want to do Colony, which is the apocalypse one, after Chop Shop.
Yeah.
Because it was the same... I think it was because it was the same rating, and I'd just come off Chop Shop, and I was like, I don't want to do another one, and that's the one that people would do, I think,
Yeah.
So I was like, I really don't want to do it. I just don't want to go in there. It's going to be very similar to Chop Shop in the fact that I was like, it's going to be people as opposed to spooky people being ghosts.
Or witches.
It's going to be people being terrifying cannibals.
Yeah. And then there was another...
So then, there was another one, but that one we all just sort of agreed...
Yeah,
you and Kat didn't really want to do it. I didn't particularly want to do it either.
Yeah, there was one called The Cellar, and it just sounded awful.
Yeah, maybe a bit claustrophobic-y, people chasing you, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But so then we saw that the queue time for, what was it called? Horrorwood...
Hayride?
The Horrorwood Hayride, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a tractor ride. That's what it is.
And that's why the queues were building up so much, because you can only fit X amount of people on a tractor.
Yeah.
And the tractors... there was 3 or 4 going around a circuit, but obviously...
Yeah.
It wasn't constant like the other ones were.
No. So we started queuing for that, and that's when we found out that Colony had chainsaws. Because we were queuing for and it looked like there was an exit next to our queue, and I could hear someone with a chainsaw, and he kept chasing people out. And I was like, I swear to God, if this is the exit to this one, I'm leaving.
Yeah, you weren't
I was
happy.
like, I'm not going on it if it's that. Which
but it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was when I was like, oh, I definitely have a problem with people with chainsaws.
Yeah. But then, the Horrorwood Hayride was a nice one to end it on. It was a bit different.
Yeah.
There was a couple of creepy moments. It wasn't... I would say, if anything, it was more annoying than scary, personally.
I wasn't scared on that one.
Yeah, I was just annoyed. Basically...
I jumped, I think, maybe once or twice, like when things would fall and then be caught before they hit you. I was like, oh.
Yeah. So on this one, you sit on like the back of the trailer of a tractor, and there's seats all around the edges, and then when they get filled up, as they did, because Kat just sat down and went, well, I've got a seat, and I was like, cool,
yeah, no, fucking right, yeah.
Yeah, so I then had to go and sit on this like bench in the middle, and the issue with that is people would jump onto the trailer, like, you know, actors and stuff.
Yeah, they climbed. There were some stairs at the back that they climb up.
Yeah, and the problem is, if you're just sat around the edge, that's fine. They're going to be in front of you. When you're sat in the middle, you have them in front of you and behind you.
No, see, you're saying this like because you didn't sit on the edge, you don't know what the edge was like either. Because I wasn't even on an edge, Liam, and I had people manage to sneak up next to me. Because the whole thing with it was there was stuff going on everywhere. So someone would jump on, but they jump on as some noise had happened, so you didn't know they'd got on. So while you were getting scared because they were behind you and you didn't know they were there, there were a couple of moments where, you know, the women that were smelling everyone?
Yep.
I didn't notice them get on until they were next to me.
Alright, well, the other issue I was having is every time they'd walk past, they'd like either step on my foot or knock my legs.
Well, that's because you're just in the way, in general.
Yeah, exactly. I felt very in the way, which did kind of take me out of it a little bit. But the other thing is, there were moments on that one that worked brilliantly well. Like, there's a bit where you ride past this weird, like, beaked man thing.
Oh,
like
yeah,
a fleshy beak. And there's someone who's being hung, and he just sort of stared. It felt like he was staring into my soul. He was probably just staring generally around. He didn't really have eyes. But that was very creepy. And then there was another one where, obviously, because I was on the bench right at the back of the trailer, I could see as the people were coming on. And there was one where there was like a woman dressed in white who was just stood very still, staring.
Was she the one that had the white bag over her head as well?
Yeah, and then she suddenly just ran towards the trailer, but then stopped before she got on. And that was very creepy too. But it was those ones, it was more the anticipation of what could happen that made them scary, less, you know, what did happen.
Yeah, no, I imagine I would have been more scared if I was sitting at the back. It was less the middle for me. It was more the idea of sitting at the back and knowing that someone could just jump on without me noticing. Like, even though I didn't notice someone get on.
Yeah.
If I was at the back, it would have been worse because I probably wouldn't have noticed any of them.
Yeah.
Until they were right next to me.
But it was still a good.
It was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The kid next to me annoyed me.
Yeah.
Because he was being a dick and just, you know, he was one of those kids that was like shouting at the actors, being like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no. We're all here because we want to be scared.
Some more than others.
Yeah. But it was still, you know, it's like you're detracting from other people's experience at this point.
Yeah. And the thing
he kept leaning out of the tractor, and they'd specifically said, keep your hands inside the tractor, which, you know, like that thing that fell down.
Yeah.
That was pretty close. Like, close enough that I imagine if you were leaning out,
it would hit you.
It could have hit you.
Yeah.
So I was like, this kid's just being... And his mum once said to him, sit down. And he did. And then he immediately stood up and she just ignored him. And I was like, really?
It's annoying when it comes down to just bad parenting.
Well, it didn't feel like she was a bad parent, more just like a pushover parent, like worried about shouting at her kids or whatever. And I was like, no, just shout at them, otherwise I will.
Yeah. But I luckily when I was sat, I didn't have to deal with any of that.
No, you didn't. You had it. I had all right people to my left because I made them laugh, Liam.
Well, that's good.
Maybe my favourite moment of the night.
Yeah.
Was a man came on, jumped on the trailer. Yeah. Because only about half of them were like bad guy actors.
Yeah, that's true.
And the other half were like good guys who were telling you this sort of story. Like there was a cop who was saying, "Oh, you got to turn back." I think he made some people jump because he like shouted something very quickly at someone.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh," and he was like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm preparing you."
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But this guy got on who was clearly meant to be like a sort of crazy. I don't know who he was meant to be. Whether he was meant to be a character.
Okay.
But he was this sort of ginger guy who was, you know, bright red frizzy hair. Yeah. And he was talking to everyone and being like, "Oh, you all seem like nice people." And then he saw me.
Yeah.
And I locked eyes with him, and he froze and just pointed at me and was like, "You look exactly like my husband." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So he was then talking to me for a while.
Yeah.
And then he's going, "Oh, my husband, he's in jail. It's all, you know, a big misunderstanding." So then, of course, the next person that jumps on is this deranged husband who, you know, has escaped from prison, who then immediately starts shouting at everyone, especially me, because I'm talking to his woman/man.
Yeah.
So then, when he walked off after shouting at me, I said to the guy with red frizzy hair, "Oh, well, he seems nice." And he sort of looked at me and went, "Yeah, he is." And then the group next to me just had a little chuckle with me. And I was like, there we go.
Well,
I made
that's
that a
good.
little bit better for everyone.
Yeah, well done.
I'm a hero. And that's not me saying that, Liam. That's you.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm going to edit it.
Oh, okay, cool. Good luck with that. The thing that surprised me most about the night was, one, how scary I found it.
Yep.
Because I was definitely expecting to be scared, but not...
You would have been the person I would have expected to be the bravest because of the amount of horror stuff you've watched and all that stuff.
Turns out it's way different watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre to having a chainsaw next to your face.
Yeah, weird that.
Weird, right? But the thing that surprised me the most was how much Kat enjoyed it.
Yeah.
She was loving it.
Because Kat's got a crippling fear of clowns.
Yeah, I feel like she wouldn't have loved it so much if we'd have made her do the carnival one.
But Liam, there was that guy walking round, not in one of the haunts, just walking round, who was dressed up in circus attire, and just chasing people.
Yeah.
And Kat seemed fine with it.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
Because I was like, oh, look over there, there's a guy.
Yeah.
And Kat was just like, oh. And I was like, what?
I don't understand. I think she's damaged, that girl.
Yeah, she's insanely brave. Congratulations, Kat.
But here's the thing, Jack. If I can get my eyes sorted, and I can get it so I can see in low light, because it could be as simple as a new prescription, it could be more complicated, let's hope for simplicity, I really want to go again, because I feel like...
Well, that's fine. I'll come with you, and I'll get one of the tickets that doesn't go on the haunts.
I mean, that's not the same.
Well, I have already experienced it, Liam.
You have, but there'll be new haunts.
No, I'm alright.
Well... The other thing is, basically, I want our video to do so well that they invite us back so we can film in the actual haunts themselves.
I'll tell them to fuck off.
So, if you're listening and you haven't yet seen the video, even if you have, go watch it again, give it a thumbs up, give it a little cheeky comment, because, honestly, I feel like if we could film around the haunts and you could hear Jack shrieking like a little girl, you would love it.
I don't want to.
And that's another reason to do it.
You don't really want to either, though.
Honestly, if I can get my eyes sorted, I do. If I can't, then it would just be another, because not being able to see some of the haunts was a little annoying.
Right.
So it's...
I mean, yeah, we didn't notice that, Liam. It's not like you told us every single fucking haunt.
Exactly.
For about 10 minutes afterwards, all you were doing was going, oh, scary. Oh, I couldn't see, though.
Yeah. So if I can get that sorted, it should be a lot more fun for all of us. So that was Halloween. I've had quite the busy week still, because it was Kat's birthday.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and for her birthday last year, I went all out, treated her to a Harry Potter themed bonanza, with the only caveat being she'd have to wait a year for it all, because I booked tickets to see The Cursed Child Part 1 and 2 on the day they were released. So it was very stressful. It was one of those situations where you was on a website, and once the tickets opened, you would be randomly allocated a number in a queue.
Yeah.
So I had 2 laptops open. I had Firefox, Chrome, incognito mode, just trying to up my chances of being put in this queue at a good number.
Yeah.
Luckily, one of them panned out. I had a couple of choices for dates, and I figured because we'd both have to take time off for holiday, we'd be taking a day off for her birthday anyway. Why not take a couple of days off before it and have a bit of a Harry Potter themed extravaganza? So,
how exciting. 2
days before her birthday, we went to see The Cursed Child Part 1 and 2 up in that London.
Yep. I'm aware of it.
Yep, I've only really seen 3 theatre productions. I saw The Producers with you.
Yep.
I've seen The Book of Mormon, also up in London, and now The Cursed Child. And I would have to say, don't get me wrong, Producers, good. Book of Mormon, great. Cursed Child just blew me away.
Yeah, well, this surprised me.
Yeah.
Because, as far as I was aware, you're not, the biggest Harry Potter fan in the world.
No, I've read all the books. I got the last book... spur of the moment at a midnight release. I was literally, I remember, I was just sat on MSN talking to someone, because that's what we used to do back in the day.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and it came out, it was midnight, and I was like, hey, I might as well drive to my local Tesco that's open 24 hours and pick it up. Do you want to come with? And, I went there wasn't a big event or anything, there was no queues, just grabbed the book, came home, sort of read it over the next week or so. So, yeah, read all the books, but not a huge fan. But here's the thing, Book of Mormon, which I really did enjoy, it's very, very funny, and it's great. But The Cursed Child is just such a production.
Yeah.
So, not only is the story good, but what they actually achieve with the stage and the set direction, all of that stuff is just phenomenal.
Okay.
So I honestly, I understand that tickets are expensive and they're hard to get hold of, but if you can, would 100% recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably see Book of Mormon first.
Yeah, that's fair. But like I said, that's just great and it's funny and it's a good time. This is it's like an experience. That's the only way I can describe it. And even that sounds cliche, but it does really. Yeah. And I think the other thing is like you have options, so you can see like part 1 and 2 on different days. We did it both in one day.
How long is that if you watch both at once?
So part 1 is 2 hours 45 minutes with a 20-minute break in between. Then you get a 2-hour gap. And then part 2 is 2.5 hours, again with a 20-minute break in between.
Fucking hell.
So this was my kind of concern going in. I was like, if this is terrible, I've committed like
You're
5 hours.
7 if you've got the 2-hour gap in between.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're not going to be able to really go and do anything.
Well, we went and got dinner. Like there was
but I mean, that's like it, innit?
That's all you can do. So yeah, it was a whole day of it. But honestly, not only like was the actual play itself good, but the story and the way they continue it. For those that don't know, basically it takes place, I believe it's 19 years after the events of Deathly Hallows.
Yeah.
So it's a couple of years after the epilogue. So all of the main cast, like Harry, Ron, Hermione, etc., Ginny, they're all grown up, and the story kind of focuses on one of Harry's kids and his time at Hogwarts, but also like how Harry is involved. I don't want to say any more.
Harry's still a character in it.
Yeah, exactly. He's not like he's just forgotten and the story just refocuses.
Okay.
And I think they did a really, really good job of believably continuing these characters.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just thought the story was good. I think the other thing that the story did really well was how it incorporated previous stuff. Like saying anything more would be a spoiler.
Right, got you.
But like what happens in the previous books, it's not like they just kind of like ignore it or put it to one side or anything. It like things that have previously happened are still like weighing.
Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So yeah, just honestly, if you can go and see it, do.
Maybe.
Then we didn't stop there though, Jack. Oh no, this was a extravaganza of Harry Potterness. Okay. We stayed over in a hotel in a Harry Potter themed bedroom.
Oh.
Which it was amazing. So it's like a normal hotel, but then they have what looks like a bookcase, and one of the books is sticking out. And you grab it, it turns out to be a door handle. So this bookcase like swings open, and then there's 2 rooms behind, which are both like Harry Potter themed. So they've got like they've got all the books. You can borrow the DVDs to watch. It's all sort of decorated with like vials and like fancy mirrors and stuff.
Were there any house elves?
Sadly not, no.
Any moving pictures?
Sadly not, no. Did have like a nice 4-poster bed, and there was a toilet that said Ministry of Magic this way pointing down, which I thought was a nice little touch. So you know, it was just something different. But yeah, it was nice. And then the next day we did the Warner Brothers studio tour. So it was another long, and also super long, just super long. Like that tour, we thought maybe we'd be done in like 4 hours. We got there at 12. I don't think we got out until like 6:30.
I can't remember how long it took me when I did it, because I did it with my dad and my brother.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really interesting.
There was one moment, like, I agree, very interesting. There was one moment that not bothered me, embarrassed me, shall we say.
Embarrassed you?
Yeah, so when you did it, was there this bit where they asked if it was anyone's birthday, and then like 2 kids got up and they grabbed onto the handles of these doors, and then when they open it, you go into like the Great Hall that's used in the films.
Yeah.
And then there's a woman that's talking about it and how it's, you know, how the floor is all flagstones and stuff. And then this woman starts going through the houses asking. And the first house, she says, is there anyone from Hufflepuff? Now, we were in a group, probably of about 60 to 70 people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one for, like, making a scene. But when she says that anyone from Hufflepuff, I legitimately 100% was expecting there to be other cheers. So
did you? Yeah, you cheered for Hufflepuff.
I cheered really loudly and clapped my hands.
Yeah, same, bro. Don't worry, mate. I was happy to admit I was Hufflepuff. I bought a Hufflepuff hat from the studio.
Yeah. Here's the issue, Jack.
No one else did.
No one else. I was the only person.
People are liars, Liam. Everyone thinks that they're not a Hufflepuff. They always want to be brave like Gryffindor.
Yeah, fuck
or
that.
Smart like Ravenclaw.
Fuck that.
Or the people
evil
that think
like
they're
Slytherin.
tough. No, yeah, they just think they're tough. They're like, oh, I'm a Slytherin. You're like, you're not.
You're not.
But, okay.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, oh, Hufflepuff's the lame house. I'd be a fucking Hufflepuff. It's the chill house.
And they're very loyal, which is one of my
Ah,
strongest
fuck loyalty.
strengths.
They're just chill.
They're cool. And, you know, they're like, their dormitories next to the kitchen.
Exactly. That's
Just
my
pretty cool.
ideal place.
But here's the thing. So I'm the only one that cheered, so everyone just looked at me, and then we went, oh, good to see we've got one in. And I was like, well, where's everyone else?
Yeah.
Like, Ravenclaw got a fair few cheers, and then Gryffindor got loads, and Slytherin got
Obviously,
loads.
yeah.
And it's like, mate, there
Who
is
did Cat
no
cheer for?
way.
What was Cat?
Huh?
Did Cat cheer for Gryffindor?
No, she's Slytherin.
Is she?
Of course she is.
She was very brave at the Tullies thing.
Yeah, I know, but also she's evil. So, but yeah, so the studio tour, great. I didn't like Butterbeer.
I liked Butterbeer.
It was just a weird mix of like sweet and then weird.
Right.
The thing
I mean, it doesn't surprise me, Liam. That's the thing. It doesn't. When you tell me you don't like something, I used to like not be offended, but I'd be like, "Oh man, I can't believe Liam doesn't like that thing. I don't understand." But I've got to a point where I'm just like, "Oh, Liam doesn't like most things." So now I'm just like, I'll say to you, "Oh, this is good. Try it."
Yeah.
You'll try it and go, "I don't like it." And instead of being like, "Oh man, I sort of failed to get Liam to like something," I just go, "Yeah, no, I sort of really expected that. It's just I wanted to have someone to talk to about it."
Yeah, it's like with The Cursed Child. You're more surprised that I liked it.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah, the studio tour, great. Just long, and it's a lot of information to take in as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had fun.
I'm
Like,
glad. Did Kat enjoy it?
Yeah, she loved it. She loved it, but she's a huge Harry Potter nerd. Whereas,
Yeah.
obviously, I wasn't too sure. I was, not the most excited about these 2 days, but I did kind of really enjoy it.
What did you think about because the best thing at the studio tour, in my opinion, is the miniature model of Hogwarts?
Yeah, which isn't
Because
really
it's just
that miniature,
so impressive.
But
No,
yeah.
it's scaled down so that relatively it's minuscule, but in
still
reality
huge.
it's 2 stories high.
Yeah,
Like when you actually look, like it takes 2 stories. It's not all the way to the roof of the second story, but they have like a balcony around it.
yeah,
It's because that was the bit we walked in there and we were like, oh wow.
yeah. That was incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
The other bit that I loved is I got Kat to relive one of her childhood dreams where they have like green screen set up and you can ride brooms.
Yeah, we skipped all that. We didn't want to queue.
Yeah, no, I made Kat do it so she could relive a childhood dream.
Did she super enjoy it?
Nah, but it was really fun for me watching her do it.
Yeah, that's unsurprising.
But yeah, no, it was really good. And then I came away with some books, like a set of Harry Potter paperback books that were exclusive to the shop there.
Oh, okay.
Which was a bit of a ball ache to lug back home from London, but the thing that annoyed me the most though, I really wanted a cool Hufflepuff t-shirt. And they either weren't bright yellow, in which case, why the fuck would I get it? I'm going to be representing my colours, so like a weird grey. Or there was a nice yellow one, but it had like a weird grey patch, just like towards the bottom of it. It just looked really shit.
I just got a hat, like a normal baseball cap with Hufflepuff on the top.
I didn't. I ended up with all I got was some Hufflepuff bookmarks.
Fair enough.
So,
you're not a true Hufflepuff then, Liam.
Oh, I think I am.
No house loyalty.
Oh, I have a lot. But yeah, it was a good Harry Potter themed week, and then it was Kat's birthday, so she got more presents and stuff, so she had a good time.
Fair enough.
And I got 3 days off work, so can't complain with that.
No, that's always good.
So that's been catching up with Jack and Liam.